I've been reflecting deeply on the signs of our times, and there's one matter that keeps pressing on my spirit: the third temple in Jerusalem. Many have been talking about it, speculating on how close we might be to seeing its construction and what that would mean in light of biblical prophecy. So let me walk you through what I've come to understand as I've studied, listened, and prayed about these things. You see, preparations for this third temple are far more advanced than many might realize. In Jerusalem, the Temple Institute has already painstakingly recreated many of the articles required for temple worship. They have the golden showbread table, the golden altar, the garments for the priests, even the majestic golden menorah. These aren't mere museum pieces. They're intended for future service. Their size and craftsmanship suggest that they envision something grand, more akin to Herod's temple in scale than to the smaller second temple built by Zerubbabel. But beyond all the gold investments lies something even more startling. For thousands of years, religious authorities have awaited a perfect, unblemished red heifer, a rare creature whose ashes, mixed according to the prescriptions of Numbers 19, would be used to purify the priests and temple instruments. And now, after so long a wait, several such heifers have been identified. Strangely enough, they were first found not in Israel, but on the rolling ranch lands of Texas. They were carefully inspected, certified as kosher, and then flown to Israel, where they await the moment of sacrifice. Why is this important? Because without that ritual of purification, Jewish law would not permit sacrifices to resume. The priests, the articles, the very temple grounds, all must be purified. The Mount of Olives has already been prepared for this ceremony. When they burn that red heifer there, it will be no secret. It will be in view of all Jerusalem, and in truth, the whole world will know. Now, all of this connects directly to prophecy, to the words penned by Paul in 2 Thessalonians. There he writes of a day that will not come until the rebellion occurs, until the man of lawlessness is revealed, the one who will oppose and exalt himself over everything that is called God or is worshipped, so that he sets himself up in God's temple, proclaiming himself to be God. This is what many call the Antichrist. The rebuilding of a literal temple is, by these scriptures, a necessary stage for these end-time events to unfold. But here's where we must exercise discernment, because there are many, even believers, who are eager to donate, to support the rebuilding of this temple, thinking they hasten the coming of the Lord. Yet the construction of this third temple will not usher in an age of peace, but rather a time of great deception and sorrow. It is prophesied that this temple will be desecrated. The Antichrist will stand within it, declaring himself divine. In fact, Scripture warns that this period will be so deceptive that if it were possible, even the elect would be led astray. It's sobering to realize that preparations are likely much further along than is publicly shared. Some believe the furnishings and even architectural elements might already be fabricated, hidden away until the appointed time. There are whispers that multiple replicas of the Ark of the Covenant exist, perhaps even the original itself hidden away. And while debate continues among rabbis about whether the original Ark is needed for temple service, there are clear expectations that some form of it will be present. Then there's the matter of the temple's location. The Temple Mount today is dominated by two significant Islamic shrines. The Dome of the Rock sits directly on what many believe to be the ancient site of the Holy of Holies. This makes rebuilding enormously complex. Some speculate about constructing the temple alongside these existing structures, but tensions, religious, political, historical, run impossibly high. The slightest move could ignite global conflict. Prophecy points to a future peace accord, likely brokered by the very figure who will become the Antichrist, which will permit construction. It is written that he will confirm a covenant with many for 1 week, but it will be a fragile peace, leading ultimately to betrayal. Some even propose that a portable sanctuary could come first, a modern tabernacle that might be relocated later. Indeed, priests have already been trained in mock temples in the Judean wilderness, rehearsing ancient rites. Yet ultimately, Scripture is clear. The temple itself must stand on Mount Moriah, the very place where Abraham prepared to sacrifice Isaac. And this leads to a critical point. Many Messianic Jews, and students of prophecy alike, see the necessity of a third temple not only as a fulfillment of Scripture, but also as a tragic prerequisite to deeper suffering. The prophet Zechariah speaks of a time when two-thirds of the people in the land will perish, refined as silver is refined, tested as gold is tested. It is a time known as Jacob's trouble. And here lies the heart of my burden. We cannot change God's timeline. The end will come, but we can change who is counted among those who perish and those who are redeemed. Every soul who comes to know Messiah now is one less soul to be lost in those coming days of terror. We may not alter the proportions foretold, but we can change the starting numbers. So my plea is this: do not rush to hasten these final days by pouring your efforts into building what prophecy says must also be desecrated. Instead, pour your efforts into the hearts of people. Share the gospel. Love them enough to tell them the truth, even when it is uncomfortable. We are called to make disciples of all nations, to speak of the one who died and rose again, who alone can cleanse, who alone can save. And remember, while these prophetic milestones should awaken us, they should not drive us into fear. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. When we see all these pieces aligning, Israel reborn as a nation, movements to rebuild the temple, the increase of wars and rumors of wars, let it not lead us to panic, but to urgency. Let us labor while it is still day, because there will come a night when no one can work. So today I urge you, wherever God has planted you, to be faithful. Speak of the hope that is within you. Walk in holiness, love deeply, forgive freely, and keep your eyes fixed on the one who will one day split the skies. For he is coming, not to take a seat in an earthly temple, but to reign forever in a kingdom that cannot be shaken.